Great to connect with you again, Gideon. Wonderful to have met you in Park City, Utah. So, how exactly did the opportunity to work with NordicTrack first come about?
The opportunity with NordicTrack initially happened when they reached out to me on social media about potentially showcasing their treadmill on my Instagram page. And I was completely down for that. But at the time, I was living in a one-bedroom apartment. There was no space for it whatsoever. So I declined, but told them that, hey, if they needed any representation at a trade show or convention, that it's part of my business in representing different brands that way. They didn't at the time, but they also said that, you know what, there's a side of their house that films and records workouts that are streamed live to people's devices across the world. And I told them that I also do that. And they connected me with that side of the house. And long story short, I'm now a featured elite iFit trainer.
Do you have a favorite piece of NordicTrack equipment when it comes to full body fitness?
I love all of NordicTrack's equipment because it's so versatile in the sense that you have the cardio element, of course, but we also do off of the equipment training. So body weight work, light dumbbells, yoga, meditation, you name it. So all of it is completely full body. However, I really enjoy the bike, the S22i, because it's so different from any of the other pieces of equipment out in the market, specifically because the bike has an incline and decline. So you can simulate climbing up a hill as the incline goes as high as 20%. Then you can also train for off-road work or trail riding because the decline goes down to negative 10%. So that's the piece of equipment I enjoy the most because it also has the off the bike training, body weight work, etc. that I mentioned earlier. But then the incline and decline, you can't get anywhere else in the world. So I love it.
Well, what inspired you to first get into shape?
Luckily for me, I've always been in shape because I've been an active athlete since the age of, about 10 years old. So I've always been active. I just love staying in shape because of the joy that it brings me personally, the confidence that I feel from completing a good workout. But of course, I'm in the fitness space and I love the fact that I'm able to work out with others and inspire others to live their best lives and find and fight for something better for themselves.
And when exactly did you know that you were going to be in a fitness-related career?
I graduated from College of the Holy Cross with a political science degree. And once I graduated, I got a job in sales. And I did that for 4.5 years before I found fitness. So I did not know for a very long time what I was going to be doing with my life, but I'm very glad that I stumbled into the world of fitness. And I started off as a personal trainer, then a group fitness instructor, and eventually started my own personal training business. So once I started my own business, I knew that I was in it for the long haul. I knew I was absolutely passionate about it. It's what I wanted to do, and that I was good at doing it. And the rest is history. And that was over 10 years ago.
Bringing it back a little bit, when in your fitness journey did the Golden Gloves boxing competition enter or become part of what you did?
So it was year 3 of first becoming a personal trainer that I ran into other fitness professionals within my gym that were also into boxing and into competition and sport. And I would do some light sparring with them just to, kind of move around a little bit and to switch up my training. And they all commented that I was pretty good at it and that if I was interested, I should definitely look into competing. And the thing is, I was always looking to find a way to fill the void that competitive football left, collegiate football. So this was an easy and natural transition for me. So, decided to go and seek out a boxing gym. Coach Sam Colonna at Sam Colonna Boxing Gym in Chicago. And it wasn't for about 3 to 4 months of me consistently coming to the gym did he say, you know what, I'm going to work with you. And long story short, we started training. 2 years after, I won the Chicago Golden Gloves 2 years in a row.
Is there anything that you miss about boxing?
There's tons that I miss about boxing, specifically the competition. The competition, being able to prepare for a fight, for an event, the work that goes leading up to it, and win, lose, or draw, being satisfied in all of the effort you give it is such a rewarding feeling as a human, and especially as a competitive person. I'm still in boxing now in terms of training for myself and also teaching group fitness classes at Shadowbox Chicago. But in terms of competing and being able to get excited for an event, inviting friends and family, being out showcasing your skills in front of a crowd, I very much miss that aspect.
And do you follow much professional boxing these days?
Absolutely. Yeah. Whenever the big fights come down, I'm always watching them. If there's anything that pops up on HBO or Showtime, I'm watching them. I'm watching all the big fights from the heavyweights to the light heavyweights to the flyweights to the featherweights, you name it. I'm all about it. The sport is such for those who understand it, for those who can see it, for more than just two people punching each other, it's a very, very skilled sport and, not easy to do and takes a lot of courage to take part in.
Okay, boxing aside, are there any sports or teams that you're really passionate about?
Well, as you know, or as I mentioned, I played collegiate football, played football in high school as well. I wrestled, I ran track, all of that stuff. I always watch football because that's just in my blood from having done it so long. So I love that sport, but I really enjoy basketball, especially watching different generations and different eras shift as the times come and go, and just watching greatness as it emerges. Basketball is one of those sports where there's a lot going on, but there's always enough, or there's always just the right amount where you're still able to see how different people can be at that level. And what I mean by that is they're all professionals. They're all great at what they do, but there's a level between good and great and legendary. And to be able to see that at that level is amazing. As an athlete, it's just amazing to watch.
So what's coming up for you career-wise? And I do realize that we're in a kind of a weird time right now for sports and fitness.
Great question. Right now, things are very different in the world. Things are very unsettling, to say the least. So there's a lot of uncertainty with, I think, just about everyone, including my career. But I know that there's going to be a lot of change and shift as a result of the time that we're all spending away from each other. And, business in the fitness sense has always been moving towards online platforms, online workouts, and people working from home, etc., working out from home. And I'm starting to dip and dabble in that. Right now, I'm doing free workouts on my Instagram page live every day, Instagram and Facebook live. So people who don't have access to gyms, and there's many of us, and people who just want to work out with me who may not be able to work out with me are now able to do that for free. So I'm connecting with that and trying to do my best to leave a positive footprint on the world, but also test out what the next phase of fitness may be.
And when you're not busy with fitness, where does your free time usually go?
Usually when it comes to free time, I am all about my couch. I am all about my fiance. I'm all about a good movie, dinner, and just hanging out because I'm on my feet so often and working out or instructing others and engaging with people that it just takes so much energy. I just want to be with my fiance, hanging out, chilling out, not doing too much, and just enjoying life that way.
Finally, Gideon, any last words for the kids?
Stay in school. Don't do drugs. Listen to your parents. Be a good human. One final line is one of my favorite quotes, and I think it applies to everybody, kids or otherwise, is it's what you do when you don't have to that will determine where you'll be when you can't help it. And I think in times like this especially, we should be doing all we can to support each other, to help each other, to professionally and personally develop ourselves so that when things get back to normal, or if things ever happen like this again, we're in a better situation than otherwise. Thank you, Darren. Talk to you soon. Be well, my friend.